Good evening and welcome to Sao Paulo. You join us at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache, formerly known as the Interlagos track. A track notorious for challenging elevation, certainly built on hilly ground and the off-camber corners, as well as a lack of grip and, most importantly, the changing weather conditions. So tonight we have the Invictus F1 Performance League for round 2, and with me as always is Malk. Good evening, Malk, and how are you this evening?
Hello, Craig. I am very well, thank you. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing very well, thoroughly excited for tonight's Brazilian Grand Prix after last week's Mexican Grand Prix. So we're still in South America at the moment for the first two races before we travel across to Singapore next week. And I'm sure we'll have some more spectacular racing as we did last week, Malk, and we witnessed Sir Spud getting his season off to a fantastic start with the race win, but most importantly for the team, himself and Jake Warrior got the win too.
Yeah, definitely. That was a massive, massive boost for Spud. I mean, we was all, we wanted Spud to get that first start because of all the seasons he's had. Craig, don't get me wrong, he is the most consistent, and I say this every week, he is the most consistent points collector since we started, and that's a massive boost for his title hopes for the Performance League tonight. But and it's also a big boost for the constructors as well.
Just as you were going on about Sir Spud being the most consistent point scorer, I mean that's okay, but you really have to score the points at the top end of the table to certainly secure championships. I mean that's okay, securing points maybe in P9, P10 or 8, but you really want to be at the front end of that scale, the top end, and getting those podiums and race victories. And certainly Spud managed that last night, but he's going to have a challenging race tonight against some drivers that are in some quicker cars than himself.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be very tough for him to get, obviously a second win tonight, because you've got the likes of obviously Jake, who proved me wrong last week by nearly getting a really good result as well. So he'll be the one to watch. He got the booster.
And absolutely fantastic for Jake Warrior's confidence coming back to league racing and securing second place. It's going to be a tough ask for Jake Warrior to maybe go that one better, getting the race win, but out on track at the moment is ex-Rossi in the McLaren car on the soft tyre, just coming across the start-finish line, just looking to begin his hot lap. He's just coming round the his centre, turn one, little slide, little kick out the back end of that McLaren as he's struggling to get the traction out of turn 1. DRS open, of course, on that run down towards turn 4, completing the end of sector 1, and it's a sector 1 time of 17.5, so reasonably competitive on the soft tyre.
Oh, it's a good start, especially on there. I think, isn't it 16s or low 17s?
Yeah, I think on Eco Performance for into the 1.9s, you're looking for a high 16.8, 16.9 if you've got a good sector 2, which what he might actually get with the chassis of that McLaren, he could actually put it up into the high 1 minute 9s or low 1 minute 10s.
Yeah. Waving toast on a 1:11.3, but we might still watching Rossi. Craig, will he get quicker or maybe just equal Waving Tail's time?
No, I think Rossi will actually beat this time. And he's just outside it. But I think that indicates how slow Waving Tail's lap was on the super soft tyres as Rossi equals it on the softs.
Yeah, I think, as you said, Craig, Waving Tail will need to improve a hell of a lot. But I'm watching Sab now. Meg Lugby. Oh my God!
Yeah,
10.8.
Yeah, Mig Lugby in the Toro Rosso, first car in the 1 minute 10s. Very impressive from the Toro Rosso driver. SGJD in the Red Bull, just coming round turn 13, I believe that is. Just starting that run up towards the hill, sorry, 12 and up to 13, and then round at the top at hill for turn 14, that little kink that is 15. So SJD in the Red Bull, what can he get for his opening qualifying lap tonight? It's a 1 minute 10.9. That puts him in third, with Giuseppe and the Force India taking provisional pole with a 1:10.4.
Oh my God, this is going to be intense, Craig. And it's only 7.5 minutes left. Oh, come on, you beauties. Let's get some more in. Regarding strategies, Craig, do you think it's easier to go for the super soft straight away, or do you reckon what I would have done last night and hold out and then gone for like either a soft or medium tyre?
Well, there isn't.
The weather, obviously.
Depending on the tyre, super soft or the soft, there's not that big a time difference in overall race strategy. I think it does pay to stay with the super softs if you feel that you've got the pace. If not, doing something similar than you did last night, Malk, starting on the mediums, going long and then possibly crossing over to the super soft strategy. But the quickest strategy is actually this double super soft strategy, which would require you obviously qualifying. I mean, you could go without qualifying, but you don't really gain too much time. It's only really 1 or 2 seconds, and you'll actually lose that in traffic if you start at the back of the grid.
Yeah, definitely. But you just need that good lucky boost, don't you, with the first few corners to make sure will the guys, not say they mess up, but if you're at the back, you need to make sure, like, oh, please, give me a chance here, which, you know, and be patient around here because there's only 36 laps, correct me if I'm wrong, Craig?
Yeah, that's right, Malk. There's 36 laps with 2 DRS zones, but it can be quite a challenging track to pass on. The good opportunistic moves are definitely the high braking zones going into turn 1 and 4, but you can actually try a little sneaky move up the hill at turns 8, possibly 10 as well, and we've actually seen a few overtakes at turn 12. So there are opportunities, but
sorry, Craig. Oh, what a lap!
Yeah, very impressive from Tejwar in the Ferrari. 1 minute 10 dead. So we could possibly see drivers breaking into the 1 minute 9's mark.
Yes, definitely. I do apologise, Craig. I didn't mean to interrupt you there with your conversation there, but I'm just gobsmacked with Tej's time on that one. That was a good lap.
Very impressive from Ferrari driver Tejwar in the Ferrari this evening, but also the Ferrari driver for the Formula 3 grid as well. So you'll be very familiar with that Ferrari car.
He'll be like, oh, it's a magnifico. It's a nice, magnificent, fantastical. That's the one I was after.
Well, with 4 minutes 40 seconds remaining, it's only Tejwar and Betrayer out on track. The majority of the grid still in the pits, probably waiting to the right at the end of the qualifying when the track is actually most rubbered in.
Yeah, definitely. I'll tell you what, Craig. Do you reckon Nigel Gash has not done a lap, nor Notorious, nor Mike? Will we see the famous Nigel Gash bonsai pole? There we go. NBP. Jake's retired on the pits. So
yeah, so Jake Warrior possibly either making a mistake or feels that he doesn't have the overall pace to improve. He's possibly happy starting out with the top 10 on fresh tyres. Yeah,
definitely. I think would you have gone for that, Craig, or would you think
I'm just looking at the times. He's actually set a 1:11.7 on softs, with drivers possibly 2-3 tenths ahead of him on super softs. I certainly feel that Jake Warrior definitely had the pace to at least get in the top 6. From 6th to 10th. So Jake Warrior certainly had the pace to improve that position. He possibly wants to start on the fresher tyres, looking to go later on in the race, possibly trying to get the overcut on drivers that will go into the harder tyre later on.
Yeah, I think that's right there, Craig. I think he'll try and do like try and at least get a little bit of a boost. But it'd be interesting to see what the tyre situations for the guys at the bottom half to see what they were going to do. So I'm still watching SJD coming through the sector 2, the middle sector, which is just the awkward S's. Trying to get it perfect around there, maximum fuel here. And he's with that Red Bull car, he's going to try and make sure he's got wings on that one. And he's hoping with those energy boost drinks. Oh!
Oh, a little bit of traffic with the McLaren. Might have actually been Rossi. Just in the way and a little bit unsighted there at the exit of turn 12. And that certainly put SJD off.
Yeah, he's going back to the pits, but I don't think that'll be enough.
Yeah, 2 minutes remaining in the session. They're going to have to really quickly turn around this car. So the mechanics, Red Bull, are going to be under pressure. Can they get the car back out on track? With time remaining, it's a 1 minute 10 on average lap. So he's got 40 seconds to get that car into the garage, new super softs, and then back on track.
He needs to get about 120 to get back out.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough for the mechanics down at Red Bull. Nick Thompson just coming through turns 1 and 2. He's currently sitting in P4 at the moment with a 1.108. So at the moment, Tejuar and Giuseppe in a league of their own out in P1 and P2 at the moment. McLugby just coming up towards the start-finish line. Looks as if that's a slower lap for him. It's going to be a 1:13.7, so possibly a mistake on track somewhere for McLugby, currently sitting in third.
Yeah, I just saw Nick go wide on the last few corners, and that compromises his lapping. Oh, sorry, not a few corners, sorry. It was just, after the first sector, turn 4. It was turn 4 where he lost it a little bit.
Oh, Rossi in the McLaren puts up to P3. However, there may be a steward's inquiry as to where he positioned his car to allow SGD to pass win the Red Bull. So he's sitting comfortably at the moment in P3 with the McLaren. 7.5 tenths off provisional pole holder Tejuar with 30 seconds remaining in the lap. But the question is, did SJD get back out on track? It hasn't. He's still in the pits, so SJD unable to get back out on track. Oh, and MJ Coops having that moment. He's actually on the grass, and I think that's down at turn 12, Malk.
Oh no! Oh my God! A bad coupe there. Oh, Fasconi's retired in the pits. Tej is coming out.
So the checkered flag does come across and completing the qualifying session. So we're just waiting for drivers to complete their qualifying laps.
Oh! So Spud has moved up to third, Craig. The championship winner from last week.
Yeah, very impressive. Anna Williams, who is notoriously understeery as well, Malk. So very impressive from Sir Spud, and he's certainly showing championship quality for him in the first 2 races of the season.
Yeah, definitely. He's showing that he wants to try and get into the top half there. He's trying to do everything he can. But McLugby, he's got his lapping. And Nick, or wherever Nick is coming up to the straight finishing line now. 110. Oh, 110.7. But where's McLugby?
Well, the Bookster is actually 3 tenths up in his previous lap. He's currently in 14th, moves up to 13th at the moment. So a tough tough qualifying session for the Bookster in the Sauber this evening. Currently down in 13th. Nitro Gas looks as if he's ran out of fuel, and that Red Bull is making his way back to the pits, and he's actually the last driver on track at the moment. So it's very close at the front with Tejuar, Giuseppe and Saab all within 2 tenths of a second. Sir Spud and a 1:10.5. Nick Thompson 2 tenths behind him, but incredibly close between Nick Thompson and Rossi, separated by 0.04 of a second, Malk.
Oh, that is just unbelievable, Craig. Absolutely unbelievable. And are we going to see a cracking race? I think we are, Craig. I think we are. To be fair, fair play to Tej, aka Tom. fair play to him. He's driven a magnificent quali, but can he change that into a race?
Well, it all
That's the
comes
main thing.
down to how they get off the line. Giuseppe, a very quick driver, will be looking to put pressure down the inside of Tejuar going into turn one. And if Giuseppe can actually get alongside Tom going into turn one, he could theoretically control turn 2 and 3 and still be on the inside for turn 4. So Giuseppe's definitely got a good chance for taking the lead of the race coming out of turn 3.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's got that opportunity to get that little bit of a boost, try and get past Tom, but it's going to be very tough. But as you said, Craig, with the strategy, do you reckon everyone would, not everyone, sorry, but do you reckon most people would go for what your suggestion is, a two-stop, which is super soft, and then soft?
I believe so, Malk. The quickest strategy certainly is the double super soft strategy. You may see drivers that are a bit harder on their tyres and get higher degradation go for super soft. But we'll just run down the qualifying order before we continue to strategy. So Tedward does get pole position, followed by Giuseppe. Sab and Spud hold on to the second row with Nick Thompson Rossi on the third. McLugby qualified in 7th with SJD in 8th. Maventel in 9th. Fasconi qualified in 10th. Outside the top 10 we have Betrayer, MJ Coop, the Boogster, Jake Warrior, Nitrogash, Mike and Notorious. The bottom two drivers did not set a time. We may actually see drivers out with the top 10 possibly opting for the one-stop strategy, going from the soft onto the medium, or of course the medium onto the soft. And we do not have a formation lap tonight as well, Mark. So the drivers are going to have to be really in the zone as soon as they've collected themselves, chosen their strategy, and facing those red lights for the first time. So they will not have a lap to prepare the tyres or the brakes.
No.
So the pressure is on.
Yeah. Obviously, if people who've just joined us for the Performance League, welcome. If you just normally we have the formation lap, but as I said, Craig, we would not be doing it from now on because obviously some certain issues with it. So that's why we've decided from now on there'll be no formation lap. The guys are actually preparing, making sure that their setup is got to be spot on in the race, and I mean absolutely peach spot on. You know, like absolutely magnifique. Must be spot on, and I'll stop saying spot on now, Craig, so I'll let you carry on with that one.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the times for the strategies. Definitely that double super soft after a time of 43 minutes 37 seconds is definitely the quickest. Just after that is actually the soft medium, which is actually 1 second slower, and it can help you avoid a lot of traffic, but can certainly leave you vulnerable late on the race, with the soft tyres lasting 18 laps and mediums lasting 22. The soft certainly more degradable, lasting 14 laps. And it looks as if we're getting underway, Mal, because all drivers are actually starting to complete their strategies. We'll join them on track, and we'll hopefully get this race off very cleanly going through the Senna S's.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be... Will we see a bonsai moment, Craig? Quick question.
I don't think we'll see any bonsai moments. It's a short run down to turn 1, and you're going to ruin your own race as well as others. So it just does not make any sense. So we'll have 4 red lights, 5 red lights. We are go. And Tejuar tries to come across to block off Giuseppe, try to cover him off into turn 1. Giuseppe looks to go round the outside at turn 1. He'll have the inside for turn 2. There's a slight contact. Tejuar just came off track trying to avoid contact, but that allows Saab to come round the outside at the exit of turn 3. So Giuseppe leads out of turn 3 with both Ferraris sitting in P2 and 3 at the moment.
Mike and Jake battling out for 14th and 15th. Oh, what a move from Mike! But where's Betrayer? Betrayer's moved up to 9th. Oh, our throats are going to be killing. Oh, Betrayer's doing a bonsai. Oh, you beauty!
Yeah, and
Oh,
Ross
come
is
on!
trying to move down the inside at turn 7, I believe that is, on Sir Spud and now Williams, but Sir Spud
Oh!
defending with everything he's got. Sir
Oh!
Spud has an issue, runs off track. He's actually lost the rear end of the car, runs wide off track. And that's allowing a lot of the grid to pass through. Sir Spud rejoins the track down in P12.
No, that is disaster from Sir Spud on that. I think he just did not want to get collided with Jake. Sorry, not from Jake. Sorry, from Rossi on that scenario. But
SGD brakes late. Actually, brakes far too late and has to actually run off track. Was really cautious about rejoining the track unsafely, and that's dropped him down to P11.
Yeah. While you're watching that, Craig, I'm going to see if there's any action going out of the back. Oh, Sir Spud! Sir Spud's causing on SJD on 11th. Oh my God, this is brilliant! Brilliant racing! Oh, Jake's trying to close in on Mike, but Vascani, Vascani's going to try and go the inside. Oh, he thought he saw the gap in there, but...
Sorry, I interrupted you there, Mark, but both Ferraris going wheel to wheel, coming out of turn 10 into turn 11. Tedgeworth doing everything he can to pass Saab and the fellow Ferrari.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of grass there with Tom's car.
Yeah, ran wide at the exit of turn 13 onto the grass, and that would have compromised the straight line speed on that run down to turn 1. But SGD, look at you, put pressure on the Sauber of the Boogster as SGD goes round the outside. Can he get ahead of the Boogster? Does. Will he get his braking point correct this time? It does.
Oh no! Sorry, Craig, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but Sir Spud tried to outbrake himself, but he lost out to Notorious. He's moved up to 12. Pardon me.
Yeah, we've Intel currently sitting behind MJ Coupe, the battle for 8th place at the moment as we begin to run up towards turn 6 and that run up the hill. We've Intel has to lift in the Renault. There's just no space there to make a move on the Haas of MJ Coupe.
No, I'm just watching Sab and Tom battling over the two Ferraris, the Skinner Ferrari cars, coming up to turns 12, coming up to 13 in a bit. But Tom has got to get a good run in. Sab's on the rich fuel. He's got plenty of fuel. Same with Tom. I'll let you carry on, Craig.
Yeah, Tedgeworth getting a good run. He's got the slipstream DRS open as well. Saab goes defensive, parks the Ferrari in the middle of the track. Tedgeworth trying to get that cut back into turn 1, trying to get the car turned in a bit sharper, but was actually on the curb and losing rear traction. They had to lift off, but Rossi and the McLaren just tucking in behind both Ferraris, with Nick Thompson 1 second behind, but McLugby in the Toro Rosso just sitting behind Nick Thompson, looking for any chance to make an overtake and take P5. But it has Betrayer slightly behind the McLaren, 1.3 seconds behind. So it is very tight at the moment in the top 10 mark.
Oh, this is unbelievable, Craig. And it's followed on from the first race. And that's what we said. We wanted it. And this is what we get. So thank you, guys. Keep that going. Keep that going.
Yeah, and Tedgeworth still stuck behind Saab as we come towards turn 12. That run up towards a little kink at turn 13. Tedgeworth just really need to get in that toe, maximising rich fuel and the DRS, possibly making a move down the inside.
What are you watching that, Craig? So Spud and Notorious up to the DRS straight.
For both Ferraris, wheel to wheel as we approach turn 1. Tedgeworth has to lift his Saab, controls the turn into turn 1, but Tedgeworth again has to leave the track just to make sure that he does not make contact. And that's allowed Rossi to close on the rear end of Tedgeworth, so Rossi could actually jump the two Ferraris if they continue in this battle for P2 and 3.
Waving Towns just went past MJ Coupe. MJ Coupe just lost the corner in there, but now SJD's closing in on MJ Coupe now for 9th place. This is absolutely intense moments here. But where's Notorious has dropped? Notorious has dropped.
Yeah, looks as if Notorious has had an issue, drops to P16 at the moment as both Ferraris continue to battle round turn 11.
Yeah, I'm just about to say that, Craig, but you're I can't say, you're on the ball tonight. That's what we want. That's what we want.
Well, as we approach lap 6 mark for the Ferrari drivers, this is absolute pressure for Tej. He really needs to get by Saab because he's got Rossi charging hard behind. Slight wheel bang from both Ferraris, and the pit wall will be going crazy as both Ferrari drivers are battling hard for position. Rossi trying to go up the middle of both Ferraris.
Two in a bed.
You're getting three in a bed, Mark. Three in a bed as we go through turn 4.
Rossi.
Saab goes round the outside. Tedger trying to get the elbows out on Rossi at turn 5.
Fair play, guys.
It was a Ferrari sandwich at the exit of turn 3 for Rossi, who's he's actually trying to turn the screw in Tedjar for P3, but Nick Thompson's just closed up behind with McLugpy as well and Betrayal. Both Ferraris make contact, and I think that was at turns 9. I think that was at turn 9. So contact between Ferrari drivers, and that allowed Rossi to move up to P2. Tedjar remains in P3 and McLugpy gets a jump in Saab for P5.
Saab's pitting. Craig.
Tedjar making a move down the inside of Rossi before turn 1. Can they get the car slowed down? It does. Gets it turned in, but Rossi trying to make a comeback on the exit of turn 1.
Fair play. So Spud has pitted as well. I'm not sure what he's going to do.
Quick comment from Captain Stiff. The battling between P2, 3 and 4 is playing into Giuseppe's hands. And you're absolutely right there, Gareth. Giuseppe is actually opening up the lead to 6.4 seconds. So all he has to do is fuel and tyre save, and he can actually control this race from the front.
Yeah, he's got to be like, I'll take this. Nitric has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
Jake Warrior just behind Mike at the moment, Mark, as we run up the hill towards that tight turn 10. So could we see Jake Warrior making a move into the points?
He's got to, because his teammate Spud has dropped down to 17th. So he's got to get some points for the team on to get that boost. They had a fantastic race last week, and now they're struggling in Brazil. So they need to boost it up quickly, but SJD's closed the ear on waving tail, but we might have another battle.
He was just a bit too far back there, Mark, to make the move into turn 1, but he'll get a second opportunity going down towards turn 4, but I think he's still too far back. But Betrayer continuing to pressure Nick Thompson for P5 as we come through turn 5. There's yellow flags in sector 1, so possibly their car running wide.
Craig, I can confirm that. I was just about to say earlier, but MJ Coop, I'm not sure what happened, but he had lost the car twice. That the second time now you've seen the yellow flags. So that's what happened with the yellow flags, Craig. Yeah, so MJ Coop really struggling in the race as well as qualifying. He certainly took a trip across the grass in qualifying session. It looks as if he's really struggling again in the race. He's struggling at the minute, as you rightly said, Craig. But we might have a battle here for Betrayer and Nick LJ Thompson coming up to the first DRS straight. Now, will we see a 2 in a bed? We had a 3 in a bed just, sort of, but we would need another 2 in bed. Come on, come on, oh come on, this is racing. We need some battles. Oh, we've got two cars battling now, Craig. Yeah, and Betrayer will be absolutely high in confidence after last night's race victory against Gamer in the North Assist League as well, Malk. So Betrayer just using his experience, he knows that it's a long race and he just needs to bide his time on Nick Thompson, as Nick Thompson ran wide of the exit of turn 4. Betrayer weaving side to side just behind that Toro Rosso, trying to fill up the wing mirrors of Nick Thompson, possibly forcing Nick Thompson into a mistake.
but just sitting behind Nick Thompson like a wily old fox, very Alonso-esque, just waiting for any opportunity to get that move done.
Yeah, old fox.
Yeah, the grey fox.
Yeah, he's going to kill me afterwards, isn't he? Jim? That's it. As we were saying, Jim has slowed down, getting old. That's it. And I'll shut up now because I will get sacked after this. So we're watching SJD closing in on. Oh, was going to close in on waving tail then.
Rossi coming into the pits from P3 Malk, so possibly looking for the undercut on Tejuar. Possibly not feeling he's got the pace to beat Tejuar on track, and he's hoping that his pit crew can do it for him.
Would you have gone for that, Craig, or do you
Absolutely.
think you would have gone a bit further?
No, I would have went for it. We're actually reaching the window of the first pit stop anyway, Mark, round about 9, 10 or 11. So Rossi possibly could have went another lap, but opting for the undercut on the Ferrari driver.
Yeah, possibly. And I knew you was going to say yes on the undercut. I knew you was going to say it. But I was just going to expect a no then, but I knew you was going to go
certainly if you don't have the tools in the car, you really have to use all your racing sense to really give yourself the best opportunity. And I think that's what Rossi's done here. He knows that he can go on fresher tyres and possibly go for the undercut on Tejuar.
Yeah, definitely. But Mike and the Bookster, but for 6th and 7th respectively, and I think these guys have not pitted yet, I believe.
Yeah, Bookster's certainly not pitted. He actually started out with the top 10. He's actually on the medium tyre against Mike on the soft, who I believe also started out with the top 10. So both drivers yet to make a pit stop.
Yeah, definitely.
Giuseppe does come into the pits, and he's went for the double super soft strategy, as has Rossi. So he gets out just ahead of Jake Warrior, but behind the battle between Mike and the Bigster. So Giuseppe won't want. Yeah, Mike lifts off. He knows that this is not his battle, so Mike's not going to fight that position too much.
Oh, Jake! Oh, a little bit of wheel banging. But Mike, side by side. Oh, fair play.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic driving sense from Jake Warrior. He saw Mike lift to allow Giuseppe by, and he saw that perfect opportunity to make a move, and he certainly did. He just allowed his car to carry the pace past Mike, who had been struggling to get the speed back up in that Haas.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Craig, but I saw SJD trying to go past Sab, but I think Sab made a mistake, and SJD went onto the grass a little bit and tried to avoid the crash.
Yeah, you've also got Renault driver Wavin Tail slightly behind P13, half a second behind as well, Malk. And I believe Wavin Tail's on fresh. Yeah, bro, he locked up the brakes, went wide, and that's a Renault off track. That's Notorious. So Notorious certainly having a difficult race for Renault.
Difficult. Oh, big look here, Tej. Oh my God! I thought they was going to go for it, but Rossi's closing on Mike for 5th place, Craig.
Yeah, so Rossi really wanting to use those fresh super softs to the best of his advantage to try and chase down Giuseppe, but it is vital that he got out ahead of Tejuar, and he has. And he's actually got Nick Thompson. Oh, Rossi goes down the inside of Mike. So Rossi makes a move up into P5, and he's got Jake Warrior on old softs slightly behind him, and Rossi will get DRS from the Williams of Jake Warrior, and that will help his straight line speed as he tries to defend against Mike and open up that gap between himself and Tejuar, who are actually fighting for second position.
Yeah, definitely. Jake's gone into the pits now, so I don't know what I'm saying next, because this is just absolutely intense moments here, Craig, and we're loving it.
Yeah, a quick comment from Jamie, Formula 2 Renault driver Jamie. He feels that Betrayer could possibly be going for the one-stop strategy. And I think you're actually right there, Jamie, because Betrayer only has to go to lap 15 and he can cross over to the mediums, and that'll take him to lap 36. So he's got a 4.3 second gap over Giuseppe, who we know has yet to pit again for the soft tyre. And the Bookster will be likely to make a one-stop strategy as well, going on the super soft at the end. So do not rule out the Bookster either.
Oh my God, I'm sorry Craig, but there was a battle between 15, 16 and 17 with Fascaldi, MJ Coop and Nigel Gash. Oh, we could have had a 3 to bed.
Yeah, and Tedjar's right on the gearbox of Nick Thompson's. We come through the kink at turn 15. Nick Thompson staying out on track. Tedjar gets the slipstream, pulls out with DRS, looking to go round the outside at turn 1. Nick Thompson comes back across onto the racing line, looking to open up turn 1. Tedjar had to lift slightly to avoid contact, and that compromised his entry into turn 1 with overall pace. But Tedjar with DRS trying to get a move on Nick into turn 4. He's just too far behind, but on fresh super softs, can he get the better exit into turn 5? And that run up the hill, will he go round the inside outside at turn 6? Tries to go around the inside, there's just no room there at all as we come up the hill towards turn 7. So Tedjar stuck behind the Toro Rosso of Nick Thompson in lap 14.
Oh, fair play to these guys. But Tom! Wheel bagging! Oh, the side by side! Oh my God! Oh,
yeah,
what a move!
And Rossi's actually all over the back of the Sauber of the Bookster as we come round turn 15 on that run down towards the start-finish straight. Rossi will have slipstream and DRS. Can he get a move on the Bookster, who is on 15 lap old medium tyre? Goes to the inside. Can he get it done under braking? He gets it done. The Bookster's not going to fight him too hard at the moment because he knows he's not got the grip, but the Bookster will get the toe. And DRS from the McLaren of Rossi as he tries to go up the inside at turn 4 with straight line speed and DRS. The Bookster gets a move done into turn 4 and drops Rossi back down to P4.
Oh, fair play.
Oh, Giuseppe all over the back of Betrayer for that battle for first place, and this is vital for Giuseppe to get past Betrayer as soon as possible, who does look to be going on the one-stop strategy. So we should expect Betrayer to pit this lap.
Yeah, he's got to pit. But we'll have to wait and see. Oh, Rossi!
Yeah, Rossi and the Bookster continuing this battle for P3 and 4. Mike stuck behind Tedjar by 0.7 of a second, so Tedjar does get the move done, and Mike gets the move done, and Nick Thompson as well. But back to the start. Oh, Betrayer does stay out on track, so he's going longer on these super soft tyres, and Giuseppe with the Force India could not find a way past Betrayer.
Nick! Oh, past Mike there on the DRS straight. Oh my God, we got Saab. I think it's Saab. Yes, it is Saab. Saab McLuckley and Mike.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Mark, but Tedjar trying to move down the inside of the Bookster into turn 4, and he gets it done with DRS and fresh super soft tyres. So Tedjar can start to chase down Rossi, who's 1 second ahead, currently chasing down Giuseppe.
Yeah, but Giuseppe's got a 3-second time penalty, Craig, as well as
And
Rossi.
so does Rossi. Yeah, so that promotes Tedjar up to P3 at the moment with penalties. And we could be seeing an interesting battle on track between Rossi and McLaren, Tedjar and the Ferrari.
Oh, this is absolutely... how do you say it, Craig? Sum it in one word at the minute. Fantastical. Oh,
absolutely, absolutely.
Giuseppe's got the DRS and Betrayer's saying, I want to hold on for first, but he just had to drop to second. And you are right there, Craig. He will have to get in the pits now because of this.
Yeah, I think now that he's lost first place, Betrayer will come into the pits. I think he was just trying to stay out on track as long as he can to reduce the amount of time that he's on the mediums.
Oh, sorry to interrupt there, Craig, but wait a minute.
Oh, Tedjar round the outside of Rossi at turn 4. Fantastic overtake from the Ferrari driver, Tejua.
What happened, Craig? I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
on that run down towards turn 4, Tejua had the inside line with DRS assistance. Actually, sorry, it was on the outside, I believe. It went right round the outside of Rossi at turn 4, so Rossi unable to defend against that Ferrari.
Oh, fair play. That was magnificent. But I was watching. Wait until Meg. Are you about to say something there, Craig?
Yeah, Nick Thompson actually hanging on to the gearbox of the Bugster as he was coming out of turn 10 into turn 11. So Nick Thompson looking to turn the screw on Sauber driver, the Bugster and the Betrayer, does come into the pits in lap 18, so he should go onto the medium tyres. I'll be surprised if he goes on anything else. Oh, Nick Thompson looks to go round the outside of the Bugster at turn 1 and he gets it done. So Nick Thompson with fresh soft tyres gets it done round the outside at turn 1.
Yeah, but the Bugster's got a good run in. I don't know if he's dropping off.
Yeah, Bugster getting DRS off Nick Thompson coming out of turn 3, trying to retake position, 4th place. Can't get it done at the moment. Nick Thompson's going to have to be wary on this run up the hill, and certainly that inside line at turn 8.
Oh, fair play. So Spudder's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, Craig.
Well, it's a very risky strategy from Betrayer. Certainly he should be able to take these soft tyres to the end of the race. He will get 18 laps out of those tyres, but the question is, if he's battling too hard, he could actually shred them.
Yeah, he just does not want to get any issues there, but Notorious got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, but that is a risky move. But Sab's passing Nitro.
Yeah, McLugpy round the outside of turn 1 on the Bugster, and that gets the move done, but the Bugster is very good at getting back at drivers going up towards turn 4, and he's actually hanging on to the rear end of that Toro Rosso, so McLugpy can't open up the gap yet to the Bugster. Bugster having a little look round outside, trying to open up the turn 4, getting the best entry and exit, but McLugpy on fresher tyres maintains 5th place at the moment.
They're doing really well. I'm impressed with Giuseppe and Rossi at the minute. Especially Rossi in the McLaren car, moving on to 3rd.
Yeah, it's a very impressive drive from Rossi in the McLaren. A car notorious for reduced straight line speed, but certainly it'll be performing very well at Sector 2 in the first half of Sector 3.
Definitely. It's just absolutely intense. We're only on lap 20, Craig. There's only about 16 laps left. Can you see any issues or?
Well, the grid is actually starting to open up a little bit after the first round of pit stops, and we're going to get a second round of pit stops shortly. Round about lap 22 to 24 or 5, and that should bring the grid close again. So this is when the drivers on the 1 stop will be closer to those on the 2 stop, and it'll be very interesting to see how those tyre strategies play out in terms of the overall race results.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's a good track, Brazil. Don't get me wrong, but it's a tricky one in Sector 2 mainly. But 1st and 3rd are just straights, isn't it? Mainly, if you get
and Sector 2 is particularly challenging once the tyres actually go off. So once you start to hit the cliff, you really struggle with turn in, particularly at turn 8 and 10, and really understeer at turn 11, which is in 12. So yeah, I think it's risky going for the 1-stop strategy, considering how much grip you actually lose.
Yeah, the Bugster has pitted, Craig.
So that will be for Supersofts, and it'll be interesting to see when he comes back out on track. So Betrayer just going across the start-finish straight Jake Warrior just approaching the start finish line, just going past the pit entry, as his Mike's a Spud just coming up towards the start finish line, followed by Fasconi, but the Bigster on the soft tyre. So very surprising there from the Bigster going for the soft tyre, where he could have actually went for the super soft. So the Bigster possibly hoping that his tyres are a bit fresher later on in the race, as he's having a drag race with Jake Warrior at the pit exit, and gets ahead of Jake Warrior for P9, ahead, just going into turn 4.
Yeah, you just got out at the right time for Bigster there, because otherwise he would have had a good battle to try and get past Jake. But don't forget, this is the Bigster train of choo-choo.
Yeah, that is absolutely vital for the Bigster to get out ahead of Jake Warrior and Mike. He's got Betrayer, who is going for the one stop and possibly in for a chance of a podium position. So it'll be interesting to see how the Bigster's strategy plays out when drivers ahead of them have yet to make their second pit stop.
Yeah, definitely. Waving Tail's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So... Oh, Mike! Oh, no! Turn a bit! Two in a bit!
Yeah,
oh.
Mike had the inside line there and he could control the turn in at turn 1, and he certainly did that. But he's got Jake Warrior with DRS just behind him with toe up to turn 4, so Mercedes power. Oh, just can't get Jake Warrior close enough to make a move into turn 4 and 5 against 10th positioned Mike.
Jake will be thinking, what do I need to do to get past Mike? Oh, Giuseppe's got a 5-second stop-go penalty speed in the pit lane, so he is pitting for the soft tyres now. And
that is absolutely disastrous for Giuseppe, who could possibly be having to fight late on in the race for the race win. So I don't believe that the 5-second stop-go penalty will be applied at the moment. I'm just going to stick with him. So Giuseppe is coming out onto track on the soft tyres. Wave Intel just coming round turn 3. Giuseppe's actually, I think he actually put it in the wall at the pit exit. So absolute disaster for Giuseppe, who was actually in with a strong chance of winning this race.
That reminds me.
That opens up the entire race results tonight. So it is anybody's race. Tedua currently leading the race at the moment with Rossi in P2. Nick Thompson 1 second behind Rossi, with Wave Intel 5.7 seconds behind. So in my opinion, that was Giuseppe's race to lose, and he certainly has, and he's left the session as well. So it is likely that we will now have the slipstream glitch.
Yeah, we didn't want that to happen.
No, certainly not at Brazil. Not at Brazil as well. It is vital to have the slipstream.
Both Rossi and Tom pitting for the soft tyres. The Ferraris had to hold there for the McLaren to get past.
Yeah, and they had to go on the soft, Mark. They went for the double super soft at the start of the race. So the Bigster currently behind McLugpick down at P7. And where will Tej and Rossi come out on track in comparison to them? So the Bigster just coming round the exit of turn 1. Can Rossi and Tedua get out ahead? Yeah. And it is absolutely vital that they do. And they have. So that was vital for Tedua and Rossi to get out ahead of McLugpick and the Bigster. They're going to the end of this race.
Oh my God. Jake, Wave Intel just come in for the pits, and he just going ahead of Jake, which was absolutely vital, and he needed that pass, because otherwise Jake's a really good defender. Don't get me wrong, Craig. Would you agree?
Yeah, he is, and that's his second time now that Jake Warrior's just missed out on drivers coming out of the pits.
Definitely, but what results? I don't know what I'm saying next, but the results here, it could be anyone's game. Nick LJ Thompson has pitted, so I reckon he'll go for the supers. Yeah,
should any driver that pits now should go on the supers, and he has. So Tejuar coming across the start-finish line will move up to second place, as well as Rossi moving up to third, dropping Nick Thompson in P4. But Nick Thompson returning to track is on the quickest tyres in the top 4 drivers. Top 5 drivers now as McLugby goes past Nick Thompson. Nick Thompson comes out the pit exit.
Oh, Mike, White Mattel for 7th. Oh, Mike's going for defensive, but White Mattel. Oh, side by side. Oh, 2 in a bed. Oh, you know what, sunshine. This is absolutely brilliant. But Mike's holding on. He's parking the bus. He's setting up the ass on that one. But oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to say that. But that was he's saying, oh, park the car, or the hash car. But that's it. Oh, shut up now, Malk. Shut up. That's it.
Yeah, we're going to have an inter-team battle down at Toro Rosso. McLugby in P4 against Nick Thompson, currently in 5th place. Nick Thompson on the quicker tyre at the moment. He's got the toe. He's just coming across his DRS activation point. He will have a run on teammate McLugby down towards turn 1. McLugby goes for the inside line. Nick Thompson trying to squeeze him to compromise McLugby's turn in. A little bit of wheel banging, but Nick Thompson on the fresher super soft tyre moves up to P4. But McLugby looking to come back with toe and DRS up towards turn 4. Can McLugby get a move done on Nick Thompson? It doesn't look likely. Is Nick Thompson on the fresher and faster rubber, should I say, will hold on to P4.
Sorry, Craig. There was a battle between Mike and Waving Tail from the first DRS straight, so the second DRS straight. Waving Tail tried to do the banzai moment, but he clipped Mike. He did wait for him, so fair play to him on that one, but that was his mistake. So Mike's gone back up to 7th now. Waving Tail's trying everything he can to get past, even though he's on the quicker tyre.
Well, there's an interesting development at the front, Malk. Betrayer going on the one-stop strategy, 2.4 seconds ahead of Tejuar, who has completed his pit strategy. So Tejuar going to the end of the race, and he is closing down McLaren driver Betrayer. 2 good friends off track. Will we see that translate on track, or will we see a great battle from 2 very experienced drivers?
Yeah, as you said, Craig, my answer is no. They're good friends off the track, but on this track, you're on your own. This is your race. This is what they do, Craig. This is what they do in the race. But Wave!
Oh, we've until looking to go round the outside at turn 4 as Mike in the Haas gets elbows out, trying to squeeze Wave Intel wide, but Wave Intel on the super soft tyre just goes round the outside of Mike at turn 4. Just further on about the battle between Betrayer and Tejuar that could develop in the next lap or two. They will have to be very wary that they do not compromise each other's race, as Rossi is only 2.3 seconds behind, with Nick Thompson closing down fast on super soft tyres.
Okay, here's a quick question, and saying it to everyone else. Do you think Nick will get into the top 2? Do you think, with the super softs, or do you think that's a much big risk?
I think we should throw that one open to the audience, Mark. I think we'll wait to hear the comments from those watching the race, and we'll see if they feel that Nick Thompson can secure the second podium spot.
It's because the reason why I'm saying it, Craig, is because Betrayer's slowing down a little bit because of the one stop. Tom's catching him up that little bit quicker, but Rossi, as I said, Rossi's trying to get close enough, but Nick's on the quicker tyre and he's in the top 4 at the minute. That's what I'm saying.
Nick is absolutely flying at the moment on that fresh super soft tyre, and Tejuar in the Ferrari looking to put early pressure on Betrayer. He's caught Betrayer now, he's half a second behind. He'll be in that dirty air as we come through sector 2, but he's caught him at the absolute perfect moment as we start sector 3 up towards the DRS activation point. So Tejuar possibly hoping to go for the inside line. Betrayer, I don't think will fight too hard Yeah, it doesn't look as if Betrayer's going to fight too hard as he lets Tedgeworth go down the inside. At turn 1, Betrayer will be looking to tuck in behind the Ferrari and getting a pull up towards turn 4. And Betrayer will possibly be focusing on the battle between himself and Rossi.
Yeah, as you just see at the back of the grid there, Rossi's catching up. Rossi is catching up on Betrayer, but Tom's going to try and boost his way to try and get at least a bit of a distance because Rossi is on fire at the minute, Craig.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got that gap down now to 1.2 seconds. And he's certainly a man on the move, but also, or so is Nick Thompson. So Nick Thompson hasn't really dropped off any from Rossi, but he will catch up Rossi as he and Betrayer continue
Rossi!
to battle.
Sorry, Craig, I didn't mean to interrupt you there again, but Rossi went on the curb and he lost the car. He was doing the Michael Jackson slide. That's it. Oh, it was just like, hee hee.
Yeah, although at a slight moment, he didn't lose too much time to Betrayer. He's still within that 1 second.
Yeah, he's still within the 1 second barrier, but Nick's closing in. I can see Nick. Nick's can see him.
Well, our first comment, Malk, in regards to Nick getting P2. If Betrayer can keep Rossi back for a lap or so and back him into Nick has a real shot at second. Jamie, just saying that Rossi has the 3 second penalty, so he's absolutely right. Even though Rossi would get by, or if he gets by Betrayer, he will have to open up a 3 second gap. And I don't think we're really seeing Rossi's true pace stuck behind Betrayer. He's certainly in the dirty air, and we'll only see how quick Rossi is if he can actually bypass Betrayer.
Yeah, Betrayer's doing everything he can, but as they say in the comments, Betrayer's holding back. He looks like he's holding back, and this brings Nick into play.
Yeah, like Captain Stuff is absolutely right. If Betrayer is actually trying to push back Rossi into Nick, it doesn't look as if it can, so Rossi goes round the inside with DRS and gets past Betrayer up to turn 1, but Nick Thompson right on the heels of Betrayer as we come through the Senna S's.
Yeah, Rossi's going to try and pull away now.
Yeah, it's absolutely vital that Rossi opens up that 3 second gap now.
It's absolutely vital, but we've got 5 laps left. Tell us your comments on who you think is your best driver of the day of this. We haven't got it on Twitter, but we have got it on here. If you guys got an opinion or anything like that, please send us a comment. We love all your comments, everything, and you know the usuals. But we've got Nick closing on Betrayer now, Craig.
Yeah, Nick Thompson trying to get those fresher, quicker tyres to work for him. In the corners where we require mechanical grip rather than downforce, so he's trying to get the super softs to work for him. He's actually hanging right on the gearbox of Betrayer as we come up the hill to look round that kink at turn 14. Look, to go round outside and then run down towards the start finish line. They will have the straight line speed with DRS, so Betrayer drops down to P4. Nick Thompson will take the final podium spot at the moment on lap 32, but we have 4 laps remaining of this 36 lap race.
Oh my god, this is absolutely intense. Even McLumpy's going to try and have a go at Betrayer for 4th place, but if Nick gets within 3 seconds, which he is already, but
yeah, he doesn't even need to overtake Rossi, he just needs to sit in behind, maintaining that gap less than 3 seconds, and Rossi will drop to 3rd place. If he cannot open up the gap to Betrayer, he could actually drop to 4th.
Yeah, here's a question for you actually, Craig. If you like the new game coming out, would you rather hear the penalties coming out or from the other drivers, or do you think it's best to not hear them and race properly?
I think it would be handy. I think it is a positive and a negative aspect as well. Positively, if you know how many penalties you have compared to the driver ahead, you can just sit in behind. You don't need to compromise your race. But not knowing means that you're going flat out and you need to do it on track because you don't know how many penalties the other driver has compared to your own. So I think not knowing makes for better racing on track rather than just holding position and waiting for the checkered flag.
Fair enough. But would you have like say us two is racing now, which we're watching Meg and Betrayer now, would you have liked to know how many points I had if I did like from the computer, or do you think
no, I prefer not to know. Half the time I'm so focused on what I'm doing on track I hardly hear the engineer anyway. So I don't listen to, and I'm sure there's many of us out there that do not listen to Jeff in terms of weather reports or pit strategy advice. So why else would you listen to him for penalties? True. But no, I prefer to get the racing done on track, and if less penalties promotes me later on in the race, then so be it. But I prefer to get the racing and the result done on the track.
That's fair enough. Fair enough, mate. I respect that decision there. But
while we've been talking, Mark, Nick Thompson's beginning to close down the gap to Rossi. The gap currently 0.8 of a second, and McLugby continuing to close the gap to Betrayer ahead. He's got it down now to 0.5 of a second as we approach turn 4.
Yeah, we're just watching now. Oh my God. This is intense moments here. Will Betrayer hold on for fourth? Will McLugby try and get past Betrayer for fourth? Will we see any bonsais anymore after lap 34? I don't know. It's just intense.
I think it's when it gets this close in the race. I think those gaps look bigger than what they actually are, and I think you do tend to risk it. But it is very early in the season. But yeah, I'll leave that one this week. But it is very early in the season. It is all about getting points. As Betrayer receives a 3-second penalty. So I don't recall McLugby getting a penalty, so that should drop Betrayer down to P5.
Yeah, as long as...
But it looks as if McLugby wants to get this done on track. He's having a run on Betrayer. He's a little bit cautious into turn 1. Betrayer just closes the door, covering off any attempt from McLugby, but McLugby just drifts off the apex at turn 3. And it looks as if McLugby possibly struggling with front end grip at the moment and having a little look on the inside at turn 4.
Yeah. I would say good evening to Core Tactics. I hope you came, mate. He's just commented saying Rossi doesn't want to lose second. Do you agree?
I don't think he would want to lose second, but I don't think he's got any choice after penalties are applied. At the moment, he's sitting in P3, but if McLugby can get the pass done on Betrayer and close the gap down on Rossi, less than 3 seconds, and Rossi could actually be knocked off the podium.
Yeah.
Nick Thompson starting to struggle with a little bit of understeer at turn 12. So Nick Thompson getting caught up in that dirty air from the McLaren of Rossi as we begin the final lap of the race. Tedua having a 3.7 second lead at the front of the race. Can he bring it home and secure his first race victory of the season?
Oh, he's got to. Oh, wave! Oh, the Flying Scotsman! He's tried everything he can to get past the Bookster. Oh,
I thought I was a Flying Scotsman.
Oh, sorry. I thought. Okay,
Kidding.
The original Flying Scotsman.
Well, he's certainly flying. He's trying to get it done round the outside of turn 4. Attempted the cutback, but the Bookster allows the car to go round wide, slightly covering off that line. Comment from Jamie looks to. I think Nick got a 3-second penalty.
Sorry, say that again, Craig.
I think Nick got a 3-second penalty, and that would give Rossi P2. But we ride on board with Tedua as he exits. Turn 15 comes round the kink. He will secure the win at the Brazilian Grand Prix for the Invictus F1 Performance League. So it is a win for Tejuar and Ferrari. Rossi crosses the line in second, maintains second, as Nick Thompson got that 3-second penalty. Yeah, got a 3-second penalty at the end of the race. Meg Lugby does get promoted to P4. Betrayer takes P5. The Boogster on that one-stop strategy takes 6th. Wave Intel unable to pass will finish in 7th. Mike moves up to 8th. SJD moves to 9th. Jake Warrior did get himself into championship points as he approaches the start-finish line and should complete the race in 10th. Fascone in the Force India should take 11th. Saab, difficult race for Saab, who had started at the front of the track. The front of the grid, takes 12th. So Spud, after last week's race victory, takes 13th, with MJ Coupe coming across in P14.
Oh my God. This is again. Oh, fair play. 2 different winners, Craig. 2 different winners. Can we get
2 races? Two races, 2 winners. So Tejuar will take the top step for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and that was a fantastic drive from him, and it looked as if it was unlikely after that early battle with himself and Saab, but he used that strategy the best he could and really made it work for him and secured the race victory. Absolutely fantastic drive from Rossi as well in the McLaren, getting up to P2, with Nick Thompson, the Toro Rosso, also taking 3rd. McLaughlin and the fellow partnering Toro Rosso will take 4th. Betrayer, as I said, will be 5th. The Boogster takes 6th. Wave Intel 7th. Mike 8th. SGD 9th. Where Jake Warrior completes the top 10, taking the final championship point in 10th. Fascone in 11th. Saab is 12th. Sir Spud 13th. MJ Coupe 14th. Nitrogash 15th, Notorious 17th, and one retirement, which was Giuseppe, who was leading the race very early on and looked certain to take tonight's race victory, Mark.
Definitely, he's just absolutely immense performance. Are we doing the interviews
tonight, if you want to invite the top 3 drivers into the conference box, and certainly we'll conduct the interviews, Mark.
Cool. So it was
So we have the race winner, which is Tom, second place driver Rossi, and third place driver is Nick Thompson.
Okay, cool. I'll just invite him in while you explain to the viewers what we're doing at the minute now.
So we will just wait for the top 3 drivers to join us for the podium interviews after the race, certainly asking their experience of the race and their current thoughts and feelings at the moment after a difficult and exciting Brazilian Grand Prix. Just a quick thank you to everyone who joined us for tonight's live stream, and certainly thank you for all your comments as always. Final comment of the day was from Jamie, believing that are voting for Tom Wright as driver of the day. So we are just joined by race winner Tom. Congratulations on the win for the Brazilian Grand Prix.
I tell you what, lads, what a fucking relief it is. Excuse me, let me get my composure a bit. Fucking hell. What relief it is to hear you two. I was thinking they were lap 31, lap 32. Come on, keep going. You'll be able to listen to Malk and his bummy voice. Come on, just keep pushing. Oh, God, honestly. I know there's probably a couple of suspects, but fuck it, I had to come through, and I'm sorry about that.
Well, could I just ask Tom, early on in the race it looked as if you were having a right ding-dong battle with teammate Saab and the fellow Ferrari, and it looked as if both drivers wasn't giving too much pace.
I don't think he was giving me anything.
Yeah,
I think every time he was going wide, I had to go for it, basically. I knew he wasn't going to give me anything into turn 1. That was quite obvious. The amount of time just sent me wide and then tried to knock me off the track. So, I like to dive bomb in that corner, so I had to go for it. So I run wide, and I'm a fair racer. I'm a fair racer. You've raced me for God knows how long. I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. But I'm not going to be forced wide and think, well, if that's how you want to race, mate, then I'm going to go for you. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. I apologised. I apologised to Nick. I caught him at the same corner. I caught Mike at the same corner. It's just, I've always done it on every F1 game with the Brazil race. I've always gone for that move, and I was probably wrong to do it to Nick and Mike, but with regards to the Saab, he wasn't giving me much room, was he? I mean, come on, you saw it, the spectators saw it. There's a lot of movement, but damned if you do, damned if you don't. And I'll take whatever rap punishment on the wrist. Happily.
Well, can I just ask in regards to that battle, did that make you change your strategy at any point, or was that when you'd decided to pit
Yes, it
prior
did.
to the race?
It made me go longer. I was going to go 9, 18, because then I thought, well, I've held up behind him, Giuseppe's going to stay out, and I wanted to try and avoid the one-stoppers. So that's why we're trying to go longer, hopefully saving a bit of rich mix, but it didn't work out. I mean, I can't. My pit stops were both horrendous. I stopped well before the 50 miles an hour board. I stopped at the line before, which is to warn you and stuff. So I was rolling in at like 29 mile an hour, but I'm just glad it's out of the way, really. I mean, I've got to do it all again tomorrow now.
At what point in the race, it looked as if Rossi was really charging hard at the end of the race. Was there any point at the end of the race where you actually began to feel relief, knowing that you had it in the bag, or was it pressure all the way until that start-finish line, that checkered flag?
I'd say I knew Rossi wasn't going to pass me. I say that, I don't mean to sound arrogantly, but I had the better car, I had the more straight line speed. It's just a case of making sure I had a 3 to 4 second cushion. And if anything, for the last 6 laps, I was just keeping it on the tarmac basically because I didn't want to fuck it up, you know what I mean? I didn't want to have a back end kicking out or what have you and end up being suicidal, so I just wanted to keep it clean really. So no point to feel threatened. It was mainly, I had my own demons, if you will. I seen ghosts like spinning it and what have you. And no, I'm just glad it's out of the way now.
It certainly looks as if you've actually came back after last week's DNF in perfect form, securing the race win. Your thoughts going into next week's Singapore Grand Prix, Tom? Is there any way that you'll bring or approach the Singapore Grand Prix next week? Is there anything that you would change about your approach, or is it pretty much the same?
Change my approach? That's a good question. No, I think I'm quite good at Singapore. It's obviously you can't just throw it up the inside and hope for the best. If I get a half decent car, I'll fancy my chances of a top 5, top 6, top 10. I mean, for me, the Tuesday night league it's a lot more open than the Wednesday night. I think it gives the slower guys like myself a chance to thrive. But it's also good to mix with the people you raced with last season, like Nick, Meg Lugby, and the rest, like Rossi. I don't race him anymore, and obviously people like Jake who only races in the FP League, so it's great, you know. But I hope to do well again next week.
Well, congratulations again, tonight's race victory. We move on to second place driver Rossi. It looked as if right at the end you were actually possibly going to lose out in second place because of that earlier penalty, and then Nick Thompson received a penalty late on in the race. When you saw that penalty, was it a moment of relief, or did you still feel under pressure possibly going to lose it out on track to Nick, who was on the super soft tyres?
Yeah, well, you kind of always race as if no one's got penalties, so I knew I had a penalty, and it was a case that I'll go hard, and if he doesn't have a penalty, fair enough. But I prepared for it during the middle stint, so I was going to welcome it if I came third. It was still going to be a good result either way.
We noticed in qualifying, I think you set your first lap on the soft tyre. Was it your intention to start on the soft tyre, but when you saw the lap times coming in that you went on the super softs?
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking high as possible, top 10 on the softs, but when I dropped down to I think it was 11th, I was like, no, I can definitely match the top guys on the super softs, so that's what I tried.
Okay. It looks as if you had quite a good few battles as well, and some spectacular overtakes, particularly going up the hill towards turn 8, I believe that was. Was it your intention to pass the traffic as quick as possible, possibly risking it a little bit more than what you would normally, or was it
Yeah,
just
well,
I'll take any opportunity that presents itself?
well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I knew the my plan from the start was, with the position I qualified in, overfuel the car, because obviously the car is slow, so I thought, overfuel the car, run rich for the first couple of laps, see where I am, and because I knew the undercut was quite strong, and well, Tom was fighting Saab, I think it was, it kind of helped me, because when I went into pits, I came out again like 6-7 seconds in front of Tom. Then I kind of just fuel saved second stint because I had the penalty, and then the third stint I just kind of went all out.
Thanks very much, Rossi. So finally, we move to Toro Rosso driver Nick Thompson. Congratulations on securing the final podium spot. How did you feel when you got that time penalty right at the end and ultimately cost you second place?
Yeah, pretty gutted to be honest. Also, I took it quite hard in the last stint there, and just losing the tyres towards the end, I just got out of position into turn one. And absolutely gutted because I struggled in practice with the simulators, and I drove them really well all race, and then just to get it.
And was that the strategy that you had planned to use prior to tonight's race, or during qualifying were you watching the timing screen and then just going with the tyres that you felt best would give yourself the best opportunity?
Yeah, I think if I qualified well, I didn't expect to qualify as well as we did. I'm quite confident when I stuck to that.
And is there any knowledge, information, data that you got from tonight's race that could help you for tomorrow's F2 race?
Not really. I've done a little bit of practice, but this is one of my strongest tracks, so I feel like I know as much as I need to know before the race. Even with a lack of practice for tonight's race, I feel like I've done well, so it's good.
Okay. Final question, and this is for all drivers. What was your most favourite moment of tonight's Brazilian Grand Prix? And I'll actually start with Nick with this one.
I don't know, I think overtaking Meg just after he undercut me for the last stint was pretty good, when he was getting around and being with the chance. Catching up to Rossi, and obviously making the others very quick, so getting around him quickly was good. Overtaking fast drivers, we always do, so pleased with that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, guys. I think the guys will try and listen. I don't think Nick's got the allow voice to be shared. Can you just double check,
no.
Nick? Sorry.
Where's that?
If you go to the chat, mate, should be on the Prix settings.
Party settings.
Just double check, because I think...
Start the whole interview again now.
No. It's alright. It's alright.
So we'll go to Rossi. Rossi, your favourite moment for tonight's race?
Probably how quick I overtake like 4 people after my first pit stop. I think that's kind of the best moment. That I'm finishing second.
Okay. And finally, Tom, your favourite moment of tonight's race?
Favourite moment, because he did it so many times to me last season, we shoved one up the inside of Nick and saying, see you later.
Well, I just want to thank...
I had to get it in.
I just want to thank all 3 drivers for certainly answering my question. Mark, we'll bring it on to yourself. Is there any questions that you have for the top 3 drivers?
Yeah, I'm just going to say a few quick ones before we head off for the actual final bits of the race before we cut off. Tom. Not the
Yes,
top
mate.
times that you get of the Brazilian for the sat-nav stuff, but that is a fantastic win tonight. Did you think... was that the perfect strategy that you thought that you was going to do at the start? Do you think... Or did you think you could have done it a little bit better? Or differently?
No,
Sorry.
I knew qualifying at the front, I got clean air. Well, I should have got clean air, so I knew that I had to be aggressive, which is... I say aggressive, I needed to be aggressive on strategy, so I went super soft, and hopefully those two stints would have put me in good stead for a good soft finish, which it did in hindsight, but I got stuck behind a couple of the one-stoppers, Nick, Mike, Jim, so I had to pick my way through them, and obviously Rossi. There'd be a couple of things I'd change for tomorrow, but apart from that, I'm quite happy. And I just want to say commiserations to Giuseppe, because I think in some respects I probably inherited his win. I don't know how he crashed out or why he crashed out, but sorry about that.
He just came out of the pits, and I think he had the unfortunate glitch of the wall. He must have clipped the wall and he lost his wheel from I think it was turn 2 after the Cineresses. So that's what's caused the wheel, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think we're going to have to bring the stream to a close. I think there's a practice session going on, so
okay.
we'll bring it
Sorry,
to a close. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight for the interviews. Good luck to next week in the Singapore Grand Prix. And thanks to everybody who joined us for tonight's stream and left us comments, and we certainly hope that you join us next Tuesday for the Singapore Grand Prix.
Cheers for that, guys. Stay classy. Cheers.